Shocker coming in from Bengaluru, where a Rapido auto driver allegedly sexually assaulted his passenger. When she resisted, he threw her out of the moving auto. Now, what's more appalling is the fact that the victim says that when she reached out to Rapido with a grievance, the aggregator denied any help, stating that they do not store any details of the auto drivers in their database. But in a twist, Rapido has now come out and claimed that the ride was not even booked on their platform, and that despite that, when the matter came to their notice, their team located the driver in their database and accompanied him to the police station where he denied any wrongdoing. Now, these are the allegations and counter allegations that we're looking at. But meanwhile, an FIR has been registered in this case at the HAL police station in Bengaluru, and this is the shocking update that we will be in fact discussing in detail. And joining us on the broadcast to discuss this in detail and also help us understand the rising risk of the app aggregators, also with the taxis and Ola and Uber and Rapidos and all of these different aggregators. My guests on the broadcast are Mr. Tanveer Pasha, who's the president of Ola and Uber Drivers Association, and Mr. Arvind Kumar Jain, who's a former IPS officer and former DGP of Uttar Pradesh. Gentlemen, appreciate you joining us on the broadcast. This is a serious issue that we need to talk about, and right, this is not just limited to metro cities. Now, app-based taxi and auto services are tailor-made for today's day and age. Now, they're quick, they're convenient, and they're economical. But the most important question that somewhere gets diluted is, are they also safe? Mr. Jain, as a former DGP of Uttar Pradesh, your opening remarks on this particular case and also putting it in context with the big question mark over women's safety while using such services.
No, it's a shocking incident. Indeed a shocking incident. But the way lady should have reported the incident, she has not done it that way. The laid down procedure is that she should have rung up either dial 100 or dial 112 and informed the local police. Local police would have questioned Rapido people and should have asked them to supply the details. And they are bound, they are duty bound. Even if it was not booked on the platform, it is their duty to inform as to who is the driver, who was driving that taxi at that time. And now, as you are saying that they have handed him over to police station, now police will investigate into it and find out what offense has taken place. Was she sexually assaulted? And if she was sexually assaulted, then naturally that person should be booked. And if Rapido behaves in a funny fashion, then even they can be booked. Even they can be booked. Police has powers for that, because Rapido is supposed to, or the concerning platform has to share the details with the passenger and with the police. They are duty bound for it.
Right, Mr. Arvind Kumar Jain, that is the details that you're talking about and how this particular incident should have been reported. But let's also get to the crux of it and try and understand what is the procedure and the SOP in place. Mr. Tanveer, my next question to you, I'll take that point from Mr. Jain across. It's the Rapido platform that we're talking about in this particular case, but we've seen that such cases come up across different platforms, be it Ola, Uber, Quick Ride, on any other platform. SOPs which are in place to ensure safety for women are the focus at this point in time. If you can just brief our viewers, there are a lot of women watching right now. If you can just brief our viewers about what are the SOPs in place in case something like this happens to them, what is the procedure that needs to be followed in case of reporting this particular incident?
Hello.
Right, we'll of course try connecting with Tanveer there. We seem to have some issue with the audio, but I'll continue on that point with Mr. Arvind Kumar Jain, who's on the broadcast with us. Mr. Arvind, you spoke about the procedure that needs to be followed, the way that case should be reported and how these are the different things. But we're also talking about a woman that has been sexually assaulted, and not everyone would be in a position to understand the rules and regulations, the SOPs in place, the things to do. So obviously you can sort of give them a leeway as to not understand what has to be done at that point in time. But also, if you can just give us some sort of a detail about what are the procedures, what are the rules and regulations in place to ensure that app-based aggregators that are now being used across metro cities in India, what are the rules and regulations in place, and what are the the rules that are in place to ensure that they follow all the rules and ensure the safety of women?
FIR full form is First Information Report. First Information Report should be given to police or to dial 112 or dial 100, whatever facility is available in Bengaluru, and then they will take over. They will record the statement of the woman. They will take the details, what has happened, what was the number of the vehicle, taxi, and which platform, Rapido or Ola or Uber. So and then they will carry out the investigation. They will register the case, and after registering the case, full-fledged investigation will start into the matter, because it's a cognizable offense, and police is supposed to act very tough in such cases. And Rapido or any other agency, whichever is involved, they are duty bound to provide all the details to the police. And they are supposed to carry out the character verification also of all these drivers. They just can't keep them like this. They have handed over to the police. They have done the right thing. Driver is denying. Now it's up to the police. And whatever statement the lady gives, it has to be recorded. And then on merit, they will take the action. This is accepted all over the country as a laid down procedure. Instead of going to Rapido and asking them who's the driver and what's his name and other details, because she cannot act on her own. She has to report to police, and then police will take her help, and they will ensure action. I think action will be taken today only.
Right, Mr. Jain, that is the hope there that the action will be taken today. I'll take that point across to Mr. Pasha, who's also on the broadcast. I believe his audio is fixed right now. Mr. Pasha, if you can hear me right now, what are the SOPs that women need to follow? Because we see a lot of women using these sort of services, be it Ola, Uber, Rapido. Let's not get into the detail of which aggregator it is. Regardless of the aggregator, we've seen cases come out from different, even in Ola, even in Uber, even in Rapido, we've seen such cases come out. If you can just tell our viewers, a lot of women are watching right now, if you can just tell our viewers as to what are the safety precautions that women need to follow before getting into a taxi, especially when they're alone and especially when they have some sort of inkling that something might go wrong.
See, first of all, these aggregators doesn't have any proper rules and regulations. They are not following the rules and regulations, which is already there in the aggregator 2016 aggregator amendment license. So even this, especially if we talk about this Rapido is totally illegal company. It is running without a license. They are running in the state. First of all, they entered into the industry with a bike taxis, which is totally illegal. Still, they have taken just a stay order in the High Court of Karnataka, and they're just violating all the rules and regulations. First of all, I request the public, such companies like illegal operations who are doing it without a licenses shouldn't take their services. Second thing, even in the Ola, Uber, there is no any proper panic button or SOS systems. And also in the applications, there is no any proper guidance they are following, which is given by the state government of Karnataka. So every time the police commissioner meeting, even in the transport commissioner meeting, they says we are going to implement it. Even they don't have a proper call center to just take a help. Better, I request the public, if you are traveling, please inform your parents or send the safety locations there with which vehicle you are traveling with and whom we are traveling with. Because these aggregators, I request the government from your channel, so take immediately the action against the company people as well. The only auto driver is not the culprit here. He is not the only culprit. Also, A1 should be the auto driver, and A2 will be the aggregator, fleet owner, or the director, or the CEO. Somebody on someone's name, CEO or director's name, the police has to file the FIR. Then these people, the fleet owners, I need to say the company owners will get aware. So government also should take initiative.
Right, Mr. Pasha, you're making a very important point there. I'll take this point to Mr. Jain, who's also right now listening to you making this particular point, Mr. Jain, that is a very important point that Mr. Pasha is making. He is the president of the Ola and Uber Association in Karnataka, and he's making a point that all of these all of these app-based aggregators do not have an SOS system in place despite repeated requests and despite repeated demands. So as a former DGP, you've also seen a lot of such cases come in, and a lot of women now travel using these app-based aggregators. How much of a shocking development is this, and how much of a shocking lapse of safety is this, given the fact that this has not been implemented despite the demand by the Drivers Association themselves?
I don't believe this. I think that there must be SOPs because Transport Commissioner, Police Commissioner, all these people are involved, and so many women in Bengaluru, they travel by various aggregators, and if there are no SOPs, then it is really shocking, and it's high time that they should lay down the SOPs. Suppose some lady alone in the night is traveling, she's supposed to take a picture and upload it on WhatsApp or send it to her relatives, to her family members, that I am going to travel with this. And it should be in the knowledge of the person, driver, cab driver, so that he behaves properly. He knows that his picture of vehicle has already been sent. All these precautions, and they should be taken. Then they should be ensured by the lady that the driver is not drunk, and if he is drunk, then the matter should be reported on dial 112 that person is drunk and he is moving around on the streets, moving around with the taxi, and he can assault any person or rob any person. If she thinks that there is something wrong, then she should not board that taxi. She should wait for some other, and she should book it on proper platform, so that the company is also liable, and action can be taken against the company also, because at times these people, they keep drivers without getting police verification done. Police verification is very important. Police verification should be there. All the details of the drivers should be with the aggregator, and they are supposed to supply it within no time to the police, because several such incidents have taken place in the past. And now there are proper guidelines are there. I don't know how Mr. Pasha is saying this. As far as running it illegally is concerned, that is decision is to be taken by the government, Karnataka government, as per legal status of the company.
Right, Mr. Jain, you were, of course, laying out the precautions that women need to take before they get into a cab. But I think the primary responsibility lies with the app-based aggregators. When they're offering a service that is quick, convenient, economical, it also needs to be safe. And I think that is where the primary responsibility lies. And one only hopes that such measures are taken with the increase in the ridership. I appreciate you joining us on the broadcast with those inputs of yours over this important discussion that we're tracking. We'll of course keep a close eye on those developments, and also what the companies do to ensure that the safety of women is maintained as far as these apps are concerned. With that, let's slip into a short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.